guys, TARDIS here, back with another episode of my TARDIS tutorial. In this episode we're going to be covering the TARDIS age filter. Now, I don't know if this has any particular reference in the show, but it does appear that characters seem to age slower in the TARDIS, and I wanted to replicate that. So yeah, to give you an example of this, I'm going to start outside the TARDIS, and I'm going to summon a pig. Now you'll notice this pig is obviously going to be a baby. I have this age number, and it's set to -100, and that just means 100 ticks, because it's going to go up until it reaches 0, and once it's a positive number, the baby grows up. And 100 ticks corresponds to 5 seconds, because there are 20 ticks in a second. So just to give you an example of a pig that can perfectly easily grow up, and it'll do so right about now. So yeah. You didn't see anything. But anyhow, yeah, in the overworld, animals will grow up as normal. Obviously, if you just pick up one from the wild, it'll grow up in due course, and take obviously a lot longer than 100 ticks. If we go into the TARDIS and try to summon the same pig, something different will happen. So if we try to summon the exact same pig, 100 on the age, it's not actually going to grow up. So yeah, we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and it doesn't grow up. Crazy. Why is it not growing up? Well, there's a simple explanation for that, and that will come into play when we look at these command blocks. But yeah, this guy's never going to grow up as long as he's in the TARDIS dimension, but the moment he goes out, he is going to grow up. So I'm going to go outside and just teleport him, just to show you. So I'm going to try to teleport the pig out here. Here he is. Now that the pig is outside the TARDIS, he will be able to grow up. It will take a while, but he will. So how does this all work? Well, as I said, it's literally just this command block. This one is just for demonstration purposes. So I'm just going to show you that we have execute as @e, so any entity. And then within the square brackets, we're going to put nbt equals and open curly brackets. And within that, we have our age, :-1. -1 is obviously the last tick, because if it goes up anymore, it's going to be a 0, and then 1, and it's going to be positive numbers, so the baby is going to become an adult. So once it gets to that last tick, basically, is what we're trying to target as. And then at s, meaning at their position, if their dimension that they're currently in is the TARDIS dimension. Now, obviously, if your TARDIS is not in a custom dimension, then you're just going to want to specify, say, like, if they have a tag for TARDIS inside or something like that. You know, however you detect if an entity is inside the TARDIS, you're going to want to do that. And if all of those requirements are met, you're going to do run data merge entity at s, meaning the same entity, and then age, :-3600. You can set this to whatever you want. You could even set it to like -2 if you wanted, but then it's going to be like resetting every single tick as it goes up to -1 and back down to -2 and yada yada yada. So I set it to -3600 just so that it takes 3 minutes for the entity to update, because I can show you what it looks like if we set it to like -10, for example. It's going to look really funky. So if we summon this guy and wait our 5 seconds, he's literally going to like, yeah, you can see his head's doing some weird stuff. And yeah, he's basically going to be like constantly updating, and it does some weird stuff with like their heads and their AIs and whatnot. So yeah, if you don't want it to look really goofy, you are going to want to change that to a bigger number. And just to prove to you that this works at all, I have this, and we can just set this to chain conditional always active, so that we can see when the entity gets de-aged, and it'll tell us in the chat. Let's just summon a new pig, and it'll tell us once he has been de-aged. So yeah, we just wait a moment. There you go. So it'll say in the chat now every single time he's been de-aged, and now that it's been reset, obviously it's set back to 3600, so it's going to be 3 minutes before we get that message again. But yeah, you don't need this message. You can keep it completely gone and it'll still work. And yeah, you can have as many entities as you want in here, and they don't have to be pigs either, so I could summon like several here. And yeah, these are never going to age. Or like a horse, you know, any entity. And as long as it is able to age, then it won't in here. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. It's extremely simple, but honestly kind of cool. I've been Tbo2. Be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Tbo2it, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tbo2it, to join my Discord, and lastly, to have a nice day. Goodbye.